We're up.
Hey, welcome to Dave and Joe Liberty Stand. Sorry, while I fiddle for a
Surprise.
cigarette. Anyway, Joe's got a good idea for a show, and I think I'll let him tell you all about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, well, I was having some personal interactions with some people and younger people that, I have in my life, a kind of a mentoring, if you will. And the topic that came up of being a man of your word. So that was the thought.
Just plain keeping your word. That's
Yeah, being
Say what you mean
Yep.
and mean what you say.
Well, yeah, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? We've kind of talked on that before, but I guess the thing is, I don't know, and I said something that, and Dave kind of caught me on that, but I said kids these days. I made that term. I said that term.
Get off of my lawn!
Well, and I don't mean to pick on, necessarily a generation, because, Jennifer and I were at McDonald's last Sunday, stopped in there, and these young boys were standing there and very polite, and it was
There
like,
are very many awesome kids.
yeah, I know. And, and I felt convicted. I went over there and I tried to compliment them. I don't know if I did or not, because I'm just like, well, usually, I kind of made a comment how, kids these days, I kind of made that terminology, and then I felt bad about how I said that.
Hey, there's tools in every age group, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, but going back to the thought though, or the topic, for some people, not every kid, or even an adult. I had a customer the other day. He's an older guy. Talked to him on the phone. I didn't talk to him in person, but anyway, I was sending him some contracts, and he gives me a call. He was ticked off because he felt like I was questioning his word by wanting these contracts signed. That's not what my intention was. It was just policy.
Right.
This was policy. The previous sales rep was not doing it. He was kind of letting it go, and so I was just covering for this account. And this guy was ticked, and he said something about a handshake.
Right.
Like, is my handshake good anymore? Well, and I would just challenge you.
Does he live under a rock or something? He doesn't know.
The older guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, and he mentioned something to the fact that the previous
Does
rep.
he know lawyers have destroyed this country?
Oh,
Does he-
yeah, yeah.
You have to have everything on paper.
Right, because then you'll
On college
question
campuses,
payments.
on some of them, you have to have a female signature that says it's okay that you want to have sex with.
Oh, wow.
Everything has to be written out.
Yeah.
And
Well-
do this and don't. I don't want that. And
Well, and yeah, so that's a thing too. But going back to the being a man of your word, mean what you say, I guess, or is the integrity, the character. When for me, and I was explaining this to this young man, and I said, for me, if I say I'm going to do something, I want to follow through. I want, and I'm gonna do everything I can to do that. And I don't know, I don't understand the mentality of saying you're gonna do something and then you all the time this person doesn't do what they say they're gonna do. And one of the things is, and I was telling Dave earlier, I said, this one particular friend of mine, he'll like stay up really late. But he'll no, it's different. And this is during the week. This isn't a weekend thing, because Dave stays up late on the weekend. But like, say we'll have
until it's light.
yeah, we'll like plan on going to a men's meeting, let's say, during the week, and he'll say I'll be there, and then he doesn't show up. And this is like not once; it happens all the time. But for some reason, he doesn't feel, and this maybe isn't a bad thing for him per se, because he doesn't look at it the way I do. When I say something like that, I have my perspective is, okay, I've told you I'm going to do something. I'm going to make sure I'll do it unless something comes up. And, there's something things do come up, right?
Sure.
But if it's a pattern, it's like obviously he doesn't care. It's not a big deal, I guess. And I guess I have to have some leeway in that because he sees it as, well, what he meant to say was I might be there.
Time out.
Okay.
How long have you known this individual?
About 5 years.
Is this different for him in any way? Is it?
No, he hasn't necessarily changed
So
much.
you are disappointed
Kind of
because
expected.
of what?
It's kind of expected.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you have expectations. But what I was trying to explain to him, I was trying to make it a teaching moment and say, this is the way I look at it. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to do everything I can to do that. You know what I'm saying? And
I know.
you know what that.
Yes, I do, and I'm not somebody that. Hey, I like to stay up all night, and
I'm saying during the week.
No, during the week. No,
I'm saying during the week.
I cannot because I wouldn't have my
Right.
job if I did. I could
Right.
not. I used to have a job where I could do that, and it was okay. I could work round the clock no matter what,
Yeah,
and I had a key and a
right.
code, and I could come and go.
But I'm
But
just saying, if you say you're going to do something,
Here's the thing. I mean, back then, okay, I said I would get this many hours. You had to get 39 hours in by the end of the week.
okay,
At least. That was, it was supposed to be 40, but 39 was acceptable.
yeah,
But we had all kinds of perks. You got a key and a code. You come and go. I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. Nobody cared. 'Cause
Right.
I did what I was supposed to do. Now, and they they did that because we had all kinds of different people, and I was certainly a different person. And it worked out good for me. But
yeah,
but once I started where I'm at now, I had to adjust. Now, if somebody can't adjust, now you're talking about you knowing somebody for 5 years, and they can't adjust to.
right. Well, but it's like they choose to, say they enjoy sports is the example.
Okay.
And but the fact is, I want to erase that out of our thoughts right now. And what I want to ask you about is if you say you're going to do something.
I'm bad at that. I really try. I do.
Yeah.
And
But is it a habit of you breaking
I'm trying to put.
dates?
I'm trying to think of a percentage.
Appointments.
I'm trying to put a
Agreements.
percentage on it.
Okay. From 10, from 1 to 10. How many?
I would say 8. I would.
Okay,
I would be,
so that's up 80%. That's
I would
pretty
say
good.
8.
That's pretty good, yeah. And I guess to me, like I said, I mean, obviously, when I think we have to because it happened to me just today. Actually, I was speaking to someone, and I was talking to them, and they said they'll be there at 1:30, and they'd already not met a deadline I set for them. I said, I need this done by Thursday. Okay, this was now the next date. This is Friday. So he finally calls me and says, "Hey, sorry, and then it's like, I'll be there, and then within an hour." And then it was like, well, I'll be there within an hour and a half before the end of the conversation was over. But then they never showed up. Well, I got a hold of them, and it was like the response I got back 7 hours later was, "I'm at work." I'm like, okay, but what about the 7 hours in between?
Right.
Why didn't you text me and say, hey, I fell asleep?
Well, you know what the point is.
Yeah, we gotta get to that.
If something comes up, just tell me as
Yeah.
soon as you can.
Right. Thank you.
It's- I
Well,
mean,
because that was
'cause
something you had with me.
I get it if you can't do it, but as soon as you know you can't,
let me know.
let me know so I can make other plans or not get
Yeah.
ready for.
And one of the
whatever that
things
is
I think
that-
one of the things that you kind of made me think of too was the fact that I'm ashamed that I failed you, so I'd rather just kind of hide and not. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Now, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to be too graphic in this with this. Some of the stuff that happens to me sometimes, but let's say I'm not feeling well,
Yeah.
but it's still away. You know, it's still hours and
Oh,
hours
before
away.
you have to do something.
I don't want to
Yeah.
just bail on the person
Right. Until you know
until
for
I
sure.
know for until
Right.
and then but it's like at what point is it? I mean, what if I say, well, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't go, and I let that
Yeah.
person down, but then I start to feel better or get better.
Right.
whatever it is. No, so it's a balancing act. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well-
if it's a health thing. I mean,
Okay, but this say for this instance, this person fell
but
asleep
if I okay, well,
or overslept, let's say. So they get up, and I'd be like, when I got up, I'd be like, oh my gosh, and well, no, I'll let me back up a little bit because, like, if I've been late to work sometimes, and I don't want to call my manager and say I'm gonna be late, but I did, and so you have that push of like, ugh, I don't want to face that because I don't want to. I feel bad, you know. So maybe that's a part of it, but to me, this person, they fell asleep. They, you know, okay, that's fine. When you get up, let me know.
automatically call.
Say, hey, I am so sorry, but
this is what
that
happened.
didn't happen. I had to reach out to that person. It was 7 hours later after I reached. I mean, I can look at my phone and it's just like I don't get that. And it's just like the thing of your word.
In all fairness, though, to whoever this person, it is. Although he's getting better, I gotta admit, he is. It's terrible to try to get a hold of him. I mean, he only has his phone on like a grand total of an hour a day.
Yeah,
So
I have a reason for that too, but
um,
that's another show.
I called him at lunch today to talk about us doing these shows tonight, and anytime I call him,
he doesn't expect
I
to get me.
really don't. I think I'm just gonna
Yeah.
tell him what I got to say on his voicemail, and he can text or call me back
Right.
to respond to whatever it was my question was or my statement, whatever it was I had to communicate with him. I'm shocked every freaking
every time I
every
answer
time
the
he
phone,
answered.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
So-
and I'd have to admit, you know, sometimes it's like, well, and I've told people this before too. I'm like, I have my phone on silent, and I'd rather. A lot of times I don't even know it's ringing, but when I do, if I'm visiting with somebody, I won't look at it, but you know, so that way I don't interrupt the conversation.
Right.
But I also will, even if I could answer the phone, sometimes I don't. Because I don't want to look at the phone and say, "Oh, it's Dave." I'm not gonna answer because I don't want to talk to Dave right now. See, I don't have to make that choice if I don't even look.
that's so.
Isn't that horrible? Because I don't want to feel guilty. And maybe that's like some of these people who with
You should see someone about that. Because if you call me and it's not a commercial break during Glenn Beck,
yeah.
sending you right to voicemail,
Right, the voicemail.
and I'll call
okay.
you when Glenn's over.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. So we will see
We'll
you
see
soon.
you.
God bless you. Thank you.